Hi there, my name is Yolanda De Prado. I run a beauty group on Facebook called De Prado Beauty, where I primarily go over beauty tips and tricks using products by Seint Beauty. I love their cream-based products as well as their super quality tools, and it just leaves a natural, flawless application. Today I want to talk about multitasking products. So a product is intended for the use of a specific purpose, but that doesn't mean that you can invent new ways to utilize that product and get more bang for your buck. So my contour color is called Astoria. You can use any tool. I like this one. It's called the detail brush. All of our brushes are double-ended. I'm going to take the razor's edge and just get a little bit of cream on both sides. Tiny bit goes a long way. Contour is not supposed to look like a color. It's supposed to mimic a shadow. Now, where would we have shadows normally? We would have shadows. We want dimension showing our forehead, that it's not flat. It has dimension. Everybody wants cheekbones. Some of you may want a skinnier nose. Some of you might want a straight nose. You can fix things with contour on this area. You can define your chin. You can make your lips more plump. But in addition to using contour for contouring your face, I use it as an eyeshadow. I use it in my eyebrows, and I use it under my lipstick to kind of deepen the color and make it more defined there as well. So let me show you what it looks like. Let's start with the jawline here. You'll find your natural cheekbone, and where it dips in, that's basically where the contour would go. I start the contour from the ear because this is where I want the shadow to be the darkest, and then the shadow will basically fade out the closer you get. I don't like to put the shadow anywhere closer to, don't go past the smile line. So I like to stay on the outskirts of the corner of my eye. I paint that on and then I blend it upwards. Think about this as a face push-up bra for your face. I come down from the ear, paint it on the jawline, and then we're going to blend it down into the neck. If you have more chin than I do down here, same thing. Find your jawline, basically put the contour right on top of it. What you're doing is you are creating a shadow and then you blend it down. This will not look like makeup. It will look like a shadow, which basically gives the illusion that whatever skin is underneath here has faded away. Now, my face is my roadmap. I find the highest points of the arches of my brows and I create a triangle. Everything outside of the triangle will get contour and everything inside of the triangle will stay not contoured. Again, I bring the contour along my hairline and then I blend it down because I want the most prominent shadow to be around the hairline and then fade as we bring it down the forehead. The primary component in our creams is beeswax. So a lot of times I like to just place the contour on my face, kind of in a harsh line, let it sit there for a minute as it warms up. My face is warmer than the contour, and then it's going to be so much easier to blend. But you can see already adding that contour, it doesn't look unnatural. It doesn't look brown. It doesn't cover the freckles that I want to stay there. I mean, it's buildable coverage, so if you don't like your freckles, those can be covered up. For the nose, I like to move on to a smaller piece of a brush. I could use the razor's edge as well. The key with contouring your nose is you want to stay on top of your nose, right on here. You don't want this part to get brown. You want the brown lines very close together. Picture something narrow on the center of your nose and then just draw the lines right next to it. I like to connect the contour to my brow, even getting it underneath here. Straight down. Now remember, what I'm doing right now is I am giving you an illusion that my nose is straight and that it is narrow. If you have a bump or your nose is crooked, make sure to go straight over the bump. Straight over where it's crooked. Don't follow the bump. straight over it. And that bump will pretty much disappear. And it doesn't look crazy from the sides because the makeup should stay right on top. Then take your finger, perfector sponge, or the brush that you use for your contour and gently tap it until it's blended. The trick here is, though, the nose is a lot oilier than the rest of your face. So if you blend or just wipe too hard, you're just going to wipe all the makeup off. And there's no point in that. Okay, here's the trick. We have contoured it, but what you want is you want your pop color, your brightest highlight. This should be a couple shades lighter than your shade. Dip your finger in and just draw bright line straight down. So little of this product goes such a long way. I don't want my nose too narrow, but this is your preference. It's your nose. And if you're perfectly happy with your nose, don't contour it. Because when you contour your nose, you do typically change the shape of it. Okay. Now, these are things that many of you are familiar with. Here are some other things you could do with your contour, at least with the Seint contour, because it is essentially a cream foundation. We call them highlights. The gist of it and the texture of it is the same as our foundation. If you're using a makeup that is not Seint cream-based makeup, instead of buying bronzer, concealer, and a foundation, get 3 different colors of foundation because they're typically lighter, especially if you use concealer to brighten under your eyes. Stick with a different foundation instead. Now I'm going to use our line brush. You can use any small brush. What you could do is you can highlight. You can line your lips with it to prep for lipstick, but also if you line your lips like underneath, say like this. See how much the shadow underneath my lip? It already makes my lip look a lot plumper than it was before. And when I line with the contour, I like to stay right on the lips, on the top lip, and a little bit outside on the bottom lip, making my bottom lip look rounder. And right now I've used 3 different contour colors, actually. I use Astoria on my face, I used Shadow, which is ashier on my nose, and I'm using Indigo to give you an idea. Indigo around the lips, Shadow on my nose, and Astoria on the rest of my face. One color goes a long way, but this is just to kind of show you the different tones. So line outside of the bottom lip, right on the lines of your top lip. Now, if you want it softer, just tap on it to blend it out. All right, I can fill in my brows. My brows are pretty raven dark. Usually the contour color that you are matched with will match the hair. I'm very pale, but I have very dark brows, so I got to play around with it a little bit. But here I'm using Shadow, for example, to fill in my brows with the same line brush. Why should you not use a bronzer to contour? Well, a contour is supposed to be ashy. It's supposed to mimic a shadow, which is in the gray scale. Bronzer is intended to make you look glowy, warm, sun-kissed, soft. And that is the complete opposite of a shadow. There. What I'm doing right now is not only am I shaping the brows, but also warming the complexion up. You can use the contour as an eyeliner but you will want to set this with something because a cream is not going to stay on as long as a eyeshadow powder or liquid liner. But the beauty about using a contour as an eyeliner is it's softer, so it's not as harsh, if that's your thing. Two more things I'm going to show you with contour. I'm going to use Astoria, which is my main color. You can use it in a rush as an eyeshadow. Just get some on your finger. And what's beautiful about using cream, you get that kind of smoky blended out look and feel on your eye without even trying. You could use the same thing with the Seint lip and cheeks. They're also cream if you want a different pop of color. And if you want the creams not to crease, do a thin layer, and you can always set it with any translucent setting powder, or you can use vanilla dust, which pops right into your Seint compact as well. All right, so now contour. These are the two colors I've used in my face. My contour and my main highlight. All this dimension by using two products and mascara. And then what I could do is I could take a little bit of my main highlight and just brush it right under the brow there to make it pop. And you can build the coverage if you wanted a darker brown than that. Last but not least, you can use contour as a lipstick. I look very good in browns, so I could just go like this. Just keep it the brown. It might be a little nude. I could put some lip gloss on top of that, but if I put my lip and cheek over my contour, you have nothing to compare it to right now, but it'll deepen the color. This is Hollywood, which is very pink, a natural neutral pink, very similar to NARS Orgasm. But now, with the contour underneath, it looks more peachy. Let me show you what it looks like on the cheeks. We're going to do, look how little, tiny bit goes a long way. It just gives you that flushed look without being too overpowering, but definitely more pink than what it would be on my lips with the contour as a base. There are some really fun combinations you could do. Okay, last but not least, I am going to take an illuminator. I'm going to use a cream illuminator, and this one actually doubles as a solid for perfume. So I like putting it where you can't really see it because it's a perfume. Don't worry, I haven't really seen it rub off on any of my clothes yet, and I'm wearing all white today. But personally, I don't mind it on my face either. It's a subtle scent. And as we all know, if you're not sensitive to scents or smells, they kind of mellow out and you stop smelling them after a while. For a little bit of shimmer without gloss. There you have it. Those were just a couple fun ways to leverage your contour today. So we reshaped and defined our face by defining our cheekbones, our forehead, our nose, a little bit under the bottom lip to make it look plumper, as well as our jawline. I also applied contour in my brows to fill them out, reshape them. I used it as a little bit of eyeliner, eyeshadow, lip liner, and I applied it as a lipstick and a base under my pink to create a whole new custom color. I can't wait to hear all the fun things that you use your contour for, and if you find this video helpful, make sure to leave a comment below and also let me know what kind of other tutorials you might want to see from me. Thanks so much.